Did I do it? Where'd it go? All right, so let me make sure this thing is going. Let's do this. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start if y'all are okay. Yeah. So it looks kind of like from here. I mean, I don't have my glasses on. You can see probably better than I can. Is it better if I close these? I'm gonna leave a little light so I can see my keyboard here. All right, how's that? So, I don't know if you saw the last thing because the last 2 days, no. Did we lose 2 days to snow? We lost Wednesday and Friday. So, yeah, y'all are welcome to close the doors if somebody's bothering you. So we did this thing about, transmissibility, but that was like, I don't know, maybe about a week ago, where if you had a force, when you're trying to make the moment, you can move it anywhere along the line. That's gonna come pretty big into play here. Then we did moments, or what he kind of calls a couple. So now the key is how do you do kind of both of those? In other words, if you had an object, say like a mailbox or a stop sign, and I think that's what goes on. Say it's 100 pounds. Those stop signs, I mean, those stoplights are probably 1,000 pounds. I don't know. They're pretty heavy. Then, what does the ground feel from that? And so what you've got to do is you got to move the force over, and then if you do, in other words, you saw that if we had a couple, and oops, sorry, we can move this couple anywhere. Oh, that wasn't, I'm trying to select it. There we go. I can move this couple anywhere, it produces the same moment. But if I have only one force, that's not the case. If I move it, it changes the moment. So I have to figure out how to adjust that. And that's the kind of the point of this, and probably the next section. So he starts off with this little thing where he says, hey, there's some dude pulling on what looks like a lead pipe or something. Maybe it's a 2x4. So I don't know if you can see it well enough. That's the guy's hand. And this is somebody pulling it on him. And that's fine. That's nothing. All he's having to do is resist with the same force that's being pulled on him. Nothing fancy. Now you got something else. If you go this direction, the dude is having to twist, or here, the dude's having to hold it and twist it because his wrist is being kind of torqued there. So, turns out what he feels at his hand is a moment associated with the force being that far apart, and he has to also hold up the force. So if you took this force from here, which is what he did, okay, so here, he took the force at the end, and he said, hey, okay, let's erase these things. Hey, what does this look like to the guy holding it? That's what it looks like. So it's essentially, yes, you can move a force along the line of transmissibility. That works fine. Yes, you can take a couple and you can move it anywhere. That's fine. But if you have just one force and you're going to move it somewhere else that's not along the line of transmissibility, you have to adjust the moment that's felt by like this guy's hand or something, or the ground or something like that. So then he goes through all this and he says systems of forces and couples, and that's great. If you just go back to the same old thing, M is equal to R cross F, well, maybe you have two of them. Maybe you have three of them. Whoops. You just keep up with those. This is great, a source of couples. You can actually boil it down to, you can take all that, boil it down to one force somewhere, wherever you happen to be. What he's doing is he's saying, I'm sitting here holding, this is the guy's wrist, think of it. And he wants to know what kind of twist is he having to hold up and what kind of force. So you notice the moments get moved, the force gets moved there, this force gets moved there. But when it gets moved, you have to take care of the couple. Sorry, so here's the resultant of moving the force somewhere off of its line of transmissibility. So there's a lot of words there. I would suggest you read them a little bit. But then you get all the way down, and he starts with this. This is a good classic case. So here's a stop sign, right? So, yeah, say these things are 1,000 pounds or something. Well, there's 2,000 pounds sitting up there at a distance D1 and D2, 1,000 pounds on each. What is actually felt at the ground? So what he's doing is he's taking this and moving it back here, and he's taking this and moving it back here. If you move it anywhere besides along the line of transmissibility, you have to include the moment that is being held there. And so, now what's funny is it's kind of a weird thing because he broke this into two sections, and I'm not sure actually why. But I'm going to skip this section and move to the next. And then I'll come back and I'll grab some problems. Oh, geez. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to come back to this. I'm going to come back to this one. Well, no. Let me go ahead and go. Because I don't remember these drawings here. But in any case, he's starting to go into simplifications before he completes it. Here's what I mean. If you have a force, here he's got 4 forces, and they happen to go about a center, and you start looking at the moments about that point, yeah, you don't have a moment. Okay, that's great. Maybe maybe you can figure out how to figure out this so that you get all your resultant, you get all your moment. You can have the resultant at a certain distance somewhere that would be equivalent to this. And you can do that. But the key here is more along the lines of here, okay? So let's look at this one again. You can move your force back here. And so I don't know why he doesn't do that. So he finds the equivalent distance that would be the same moment as if it was that. But what he is mostly interested in is at the ground. And I don't know if he has this picture on the next section or not. I guess not. So I guess we'll just start working problems. That's weird. I thought there was an extra picture there. I don't know. Maybe it was the other edition. Nope, there wasn't another picture. Anyway, let's just work a problem. Because there was a picture in which it was figuring out the force at the base where it was bolted to the ground. And so maybe that picture comes up later. So here, let's just grab a problem. Let it come into focus. So wait a minute. We already did this. We did that one. I don't know. Here, we'll just grab. Did I leap over some of this? I don't know. Let's just do this one. Let it come into focus. Come on. What's wrong with you? Okay. I have a different keyboard, so it's going to take me a few extra seconds to click stuff. Okay, come on, computer. All right. Go to the next page. For some reason, it's moving kind of slow. Okay, so it says to replace the load by an equivalent resultant force and a couple acting at point A. So this is a perfect one. And the reason it's perfect to me is because somebody had to design this thing to hold all this load. So they're going to go out and check and pick the bolts. I don't know if you can tell. But they're apparently assuming, okay, I guess it's in focus. They're assuming that it's going to bolt into the wall. So if you're going to bolt it into the wall, you probably want to know what the load is here, the point of interest, you know. So here's what I'll do. It seems weird. Pick it at the point of interest. Now I'm going to do it the long way because it always works. So I'm picking the point of interest. And the first thing I want to do, oops, I don't know what I did. Oh, okay, it's working now. I don't know, sometimes it goes berserk. So I want to sum the moments about point A and figure out what they are. They're not necessarily zero, but I want to know what A sees from a moment from this, and from that. Now it turns out that the wall, okay, you're going to get an equivalent force. I have a feeling, just from looking at it, I think the equivalent force will kind of kick down like this. I don't know what direction the moment will say, so this might be a moment. So what we're going to do is find this force and find that moment. And then I'm going to go one step further and do the what's it, Newton's first law or something. Every reaction is another equal and opposite reaction or something like that. So here, I'll just call this one F1, F2, and F3. I'm going to do it the long way. The wrong way because what happens is you can fall asleep and do these problems and they always work. Then I'm going to do a simplification here. So if you look at R1, shoot, that one's pretty easy. Just do I, J, K. The vector that goes from A to here just 3. Okay, I better put in my coordinates. Here, I'll put in my coordinates on this. But this is a plus moment here. So I got 3, nothing, nothing. That force, I should have, I'm going to zoom in because I can write smaller that way. So if I multiply this number times 30, I get 150. So I can do this. So there you go. So I got my x component, 3 times 30, 3 times 30, 90 going to the right. 4 times 30 minus 120 because it's going down. We've got a component going down, got a component going that way. And I got nothing. So now I'm going to do R2. Okay, so here's R1. I'm doing it the long way, then I'm going to do it the short way. R2. I've determined this is going to be force 2. So guess what? That vector goes out there twice as far. It's just I, J, and K. And it's going out there 6. And there's a 50. And then you'll see why I'm doing it the long way in a second. Then you got the last one, R3. Well, that's a vector that goes from here to here. So that is 6 in the x direction, 1 in the y direction. So there's a 6 and a 1 and a 0, I, a J, and a K. And that force, okay, so if I take this, here's F3. If I take this and multiply times 20, I'll get 100. So multiply that times 20, multiply that times 20. What do I get? I get 80 going backwards to the left. And I get going down 3 times 20. I think that's minus 60. Now, I'll say this in one way, and that is, I'll sort of monkey around here for 5 seconds. If I do the cofactor expansion, I look at the x on this one, look at the x on this one, look at the x on this one. All of them give you 0. And that's because everything is in the plane. So in other words, any force that's in the xy plane is only going to give you a moment in the z plane. So I'm spending extra work here, but hey, that's okay. That's what I'm supposed to do with this. But, so the same thing can be said about J. If you do a cofactor expansion and take this matrix and make a determinant out of it, you're going to get a nothing. So again, the only thing you get is K components. And in the K, you're going to get 3, 0, 90 minus 120. And I'm sorry, I crammed it in there. Then guess what you're going to get on this one? Nothing. Okay, and then guess what you're going to get on this one? 6, 1, 80 with a minus sign in front of it. Here, I'll make the minus sign kind of big. And there you go. So you go look at this thing. Well, okay, and I'm gonna pay particular close attention to this. 3 times 120. So minus, but I guess I could go ahead and multiply this out to be okay with it. 6, nothing, that's nothing. So plus nothing here. And here I get a double win. I get K times 6. I guess I can go ahead and do that. Minus 360. And then I get this one, the minus of it, but it's already a minus, so it becomes an 80. Now, if I go in here and look at it, I really don't have, do I have octave up here? Yeah. I get a 360 grabbed with a 360 and then knocking off 80. So what's 720? I'll just do it now. 720 80. Oh, did I hit the? No, I didn't. 640, and it's in the K. So the moment that's there at A from those forces is that. Now, I'm going to take 5 seconds because what I'm trying to do is get you to the point where you're kind of thinking in a little bit different way, because this always works. No matter whether you're doing couples, transmissibility, all of these extra things, that always works. Now I'm going to break it into components on the drawing. And so let me do that. And you know, in order to do that, I guess, that's okay. I think what I'll do, go back to the book, and I think this one, okay, I think I have it set so I can do, the scissors. So I'm going to do something really weird. Uh-oh. This is not going well. Let's see. What do I get? That's okay. That's all right. I did lose the 1 there, but I didn't want to lose the 1, but I can just write it back in there. So if I go in here, put the thing back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the forces from here to this diagram. So yeah, I'm going to put the 50 back. I don't know why I didn't do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these into components. Okay, so I had 4 times 30 going down. I had 120. Then I had this one going to the right, which was 3 times 30, which I think was 90, I think. And then over here, I had 4 times 20 going to the left. Wait, 4 times 20, that's 120. This is 1, right? Yeah, that's 1. Okay, 4 times 20. Oh, 4 times 20. Y'all got to correct me on that. That's 80, right? I hope that's 80. And then I have something pushing down that is 3 times 20, or 60. So what I did is I broke it all into components. So now I'm going to do this a separate way. First thing to recognize, this force produces no moment, and this force produces no moment, because they're actually just pulling straight on A. So if I want to look at the moments, and I want to make, say, let's go ahead and keep our convention. We'll just say, okay, hang on. Let's say this is positive. So that means this is going this way around A, so it's a minus 120 times 3. Oops. Okay, this one is 60 going around A like that, and it's going 3 and 3, or 6, so it's going in the minus 6 times 60. And then this one's going this way around it. Remember, the transmissibility means I can just take this stuff, and I'll leave it there, but I'll copy and I will paste it right over here. And actually, as long as it's going along the line of action, that's that transmissibility stuff. And this is, oops, okay, hit the escape button. What? Okay, that's a distance of 1. So it's going, so with that, I mean, that's what transmissibility is. So that's why, it's going like that. That is positive, and that's 80 times 1. So, isn't this 360? And this is 360 and 80. So, that's the 360 here. That's the 360 here. And that's the 80 right there. Now, look really close at this. Look at the matrix here. And in the first one, you'll see that 3 times 120 coming from this, but you'll also see the 90 times the moment arm of 0, which means that one's producing no moment. And if you look up at this one, I mean, this one's pretty much a nothing. That's the 50, and that's producing nothing there. So you go to this outer one, and what you see, okay, and I sort of hacked it up here. So you see the 60 and the 6. That's the 60, and there's your 6, that 3 and that 3. God, this is getting really. And then you get the 80 and the 1. Here's your 80. There's your moment arm 1. So these matrices break it down point by point. Or not point by point. They break it down in the components by components. How about that? That's a better way of saying it. So there are people who can look at this, and you'll be able to at some point just look at it and just start writing it down. If you want to progress to that level, but you want to check, you could use Octave or MATLAB and just type these things in and hit cross, and it'll just figure out the number for you. So in fact, this drawing, here, I'll tell you what, I'll just copy it. No, the original has all that junk in there. Here. I'll do it again. This time I'll do it, include everything, and then I'm going to do it again. I hate to be that way, but I'm going to do it again, and you'll see maybe why I do it again. And then this time, what I'm going to do, you know what, I could do it off. Yeah, I'll do it back up here. Do it again, except this time I'll do it off. Oop, nope. All right. I'll do it simply off of this. And you'll see why, possibly, hopefully you'll see why I'm doing it this way in a second. So, in effect, this thing was what? Minus 640. Okay, so it's minus 640. Let's think about this. This is positive, so it is going the other way. So this is 640. Now, you want to know the forces it made. So all you do is you sum the forces in the x of all the components, and shoot, I can look at this drawing easier and do that. If I look at it, I get a 50 whatever pound going to the right. I get a 90 pound going to the right. I get an 80 pound going to the left. So what I'm doing is I'm adding the 50, then the 90, and taking away the 80, and you can see them all sitting right there. So I don't know, you take 90 and take away that gives you 10, so you get 60. Now that is going to the right. So I can put this and say this is 60. And then you sum the forces in the y. You look up here. You know what? I think I'll do it this way. I'm going to take this, move it down. And that way I can fit the other, sum the forces in the y equal to. Now, I don't have anything going up. I have everything going down. 120 minus 60. So I have this going down, I have that going down, and I have nothing else going down. So 6, 7, 8, 180. So in fact, I get this. Now here's the extra component. Okay. And here, let me move it a little closer. So in effect, I hit the escape. In effect, at A, I get 60, I get 180, and I get the moment. Now, what's going on is the ground, this being the ground, this little brown spot, or the wall, is pulling backwards, equal and opposite, whatever Newton's whatever law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. That looks like that's a 180. So, and how does it offset it? It has to hold it with the. I didn't write it down there. Okay, so this is 640, and so, essentially that's it. It's basically equal and opposite. So the wall is having to put this on the pole that's bolted to it. With these forces, if we're transferred to that point A, they would look like that. And so that's something that I don't know that he says directly straight up. He starts by moving forces. Okay, so if you review, he moves them along the line of transmissibility. Nothing happens. Then you create a couple. And you have the couple, and the couple has to be two forces moving exactly in the opposite direction and a distance apart. You can move those anywhere, and it doesn't do anything. This one's a little bit different because more often than not, in the future, you're more interested in this than you are this. But the calculations are taking place the same either way. So it's a very weird approach, granted. And it just is what it is, so. Uh-oh. Where did I go? Okay. Yeah, I'll come back to you if I need to copy again. And I don't know what happened there. It's not going away. We can go look at the answer if you want to here. It's 428. F428. Good grief. I don't know. It's like my computer is slowing down. It's aging. I guess that's what happened. Hey, where did it go? Oh, okay. It's two columns. Okay. So theirs is 640. So he did it a little bit different than what I did. There's this moment of 640. This is what he'll do often, is he'll do this, and once he wants to get rid of the sign, he'll put the direction associated with it. So if I go back here, okay, this is something you have to think about. Okay, this is the reactions move to a specific spot. So it is, so they are, in fact, this way. But the wall gives an equal and opposite reaction. Later you'll be defining this. Okay, so and then, oh, he found the angle. I'm not going to go do that. He's got a 60-pound moving to the right. 180 going down. Did I get the 180? Oh, I did. Okay, I thought I didn't. Okay, so I got a 180 going down. I got a 60 moving to the right. So that's all these problems are, is just a lot of that. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Man, it's moving slow. I need to bring like a refrigerator or something and put it in. I hear that'll make it move faster. Okay, so I don't know how many more we want to do. We might want to do this one. Is there anything? Oh, there's a couple in there. Maybe we'll do that one. Let me see if I can find one with some couples. There's one. Because those are unique and interesting. That doesn't have a couple. Let me grab that one that has a couple right here. That one does. The other one does not. Okay. All right, I'll just do this one. 103 or 102. Okay, let's see. Which one do I want to do? Place the load system acting on the post. What the heck? Is that the post? I guess that's the post. By an equivalent point A. Where's A? Okay, right here. Oh, and then he wants the equivalent load here. That's a good one. Yeah, let's do that one. I'm guessing he's calling this a post. I would call that a beam. So, because that's what he calls it later. I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Keep a consistent verbiage throughout. I don't know. Okay, I hit the thing to copy. Hello. Right again. Okay, what is going on? Okay. So we'll do both. Okay. Come on. Wow. Man. I know there's some extra pages. Okay, I'll go away. Come on. Come on. Here. Just drop it right there. So, the first part, he wants the equivalent load here. Second part, he wants it here. I'm going to do B first because it's boring to do it at A because the couple is at A. So, and I may just do it at B. Okay. First thing I'm going to assume, okay, B, if you stare at it really, really closely, B is sitting on the top of this beam. So I'm going to do it the new fashioned way, which is basically this, and basically, well, let me put it back here. This component. And then this one, we have a component going this way, so it's going to have one shoving it this way. I need to know the component, the thing for both. So here we go. This one's 60, so this one's going to be, I'm going to erase these in a minute, but 500 cosine of 60 back to the left, and this is 500 sine of 60 down. Now, I'm going to write the numbers in a second, but I'm going to get both of these set up. So this one will be 650 cosine 30, and this is 650 sine 30. Okay, so I'll tell you the way I look at these. I immediately go towards, and this is just a tip, and you don't have to think this way, but since I have a designated angle, I always think of the dot product. So I know this one is associated with the cosine because it's like the dot product. It's always, the cosine is basically the projection onto where the angle is presented. You know, if it takes a little bit different thought process, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with as long as you get it right. Okay, so I got to find octave now. And just go ahead and try my best to get these. Cosine degree what? 60. And while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and do the sine. Okay, 433, that is for the sine. And this one was 250. Now what you're going to find here, this is going to be half of that, so it's going to be 325 here. So the other one is 650. Okay, 650 times cosine degree of 30. And that's 562.92. 562.92. And just to verify, pop out that 325. Okay, so I got everything broken apart. Now, if I'm looking for it B, what I'm looking for, and I'll try to do a halfway decent job of it. So here's point B. I'm really wanting to know this, the FX on it, or let's call it FVX. FVY. And then, I don't know, I'm going to make my moment like that. So, then I'll just call it moment B. So if you think about it, what does the equivalent moment be? If I took this force, moved it back here, I'm going to have to add, I'll start writing it right here. I'll have to add, what is that? 433, that's this right here. 433.1, and I had to move it 2 meters over. If I'm going to move this one back that way, it looks like it's 7 times 300. And if I move this one all the way back to here, oh God, what is that? 562.92, and it moves 3, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Times 10. Jeez. Let's use numbers with get a headache up here. Probably from leaning over this document. Okay. Alt-Tab. Now everything is in the way. 433 times 2 plus 700 times 3 plus 562.9, and I'm too tired to write the other digit. 10 gets me 8595. 85. Wait, is that right? So there's my moment. If I copied it right, 8595. I don't know if I copied it right. Got a headache, so now I'm not done. So you would think I'm done, right? Except here's the problem. I got a couple thrown in there. So there's a moment right here. Well, okay, so you got to think about it like this. This couple is probably generated from a force that's like this way, and then one going up. And here, let's get rid of this. And we figured out the other day that I can move this anywhere. But if I move it, I have to add that 1500 to it. So that 1500 has to be added to this. And so I have to add the 1500. So I better put it right here. So I have to add the 1500. So I think, okay, let's think about that. 5 and 5, that's just 90. 95? Is that right? 5 and 5 is it. I think that's it. If it's not, let me know. So that's going to be the final moment there. What's the force? Now, the force looks like I got 250 moving to the left and 325 moving to the right. So it looks like I got 325 minus 250, or you go add 50, you get 300, so it looks like 75. Now the moving up and down, that's a little bit different, because it got 433 down. Oh wait, everything's down. Nothing's up. Okay, 433 down, 300 down. For a minute I thought something's up. No, nothing's up. 562 down. So 433, 300. Yeah, better. 433. I'm tired of carrying digits. I don't carry any more digits. This is probably why he does it in the text. Probably the dude has a headache when he's doing these. 3 and 3 is 6, 6, 9. That's 9 and 3, that's 12. So I'm looking at about 1296. So now I've got such a bad headache, I think I'm going to call it quits. But before I do, I'm going to check my answer. Man, how to get a headache this bad? Oh crap! This is 192. No, 102. Well, let me go back to the thing. Which one is it? I'm doing it at B. 103. So now, jeez. Go, go, go. Computer, move, move, move. 103. Maybe right there? Nope. Still in. Oh. Oh, geez, dude. Uh-oh, I got a mistake. So he says it should be that. And he says this. I'll work on that in a second, but before I do that, well, I guess I could work on that first. Okay. 130 kilonewtons. Was this the actual same problem for 103? Was that in newtons? Oh, it was. Okay. So let's look at my two components. They have 75, so my answer should be 1296 squared plus 75 squared, square root. Okay. I'll work on my moment in a second. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, square root 1296 plus 75. Did I square it? I did not square it. You gotta square it. 1298, so I have a problem. And I have a headache too, so I think what we'll do is we'll come back and fix this problem next time if y'all are okay with that. I guess next time I'll come with Advil. Was there people waiting outside to get in here? And I think they're waiting to get in the other thing. So I did something wrong. Either that or he did something wrong. So if you can find it, that's good. If you can't, we'll come back in and fix it next time. How about that? If y'all are good with it, I'm good with it. Replace the load acting on the post. That's the only thing that has me confused. I guess this post that's his post. I don't know. Replace the load acting. Replace the loading system acting on a post by an equivalent force and couple at point B. Okay, we'll look at it next time. I got too much of a headache right now. Sorry about that. Do what? Oh yeah, word of the day. Catnip. How about that? Yeah. Let me do that. You too. Oh, come on. Okay, well you heard it. Yeah.